Disturbing child sex abuse charges.
This is an egregious act against children that we need to take seriously.
More than 500,000 images and videos were found at an Okotoks man's home. Plus, the Premier is in Quebec.
We have the opportunity for an incredible collaboration and partnership on trade,
pitching economic cooperation and energy deals. And this year's Stampede parade marshals have been announced.
What a better way to enjoy my first Stampede.
The countdown is on with just 1 month until the greatest outdoor show on earth.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Traffic on Deerfoot came to a halt after a 3-vehicle collision around 7 o'clock. It happened in the southbound lanes near 24th Street Southeast. One of the vehicles rolled over. Police say 3 people sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Traffic on Deerfoot was down to a single lane between the 24th and Barlow as police investigated and cleared the scene. And a child was rushed to hospital after being struck by a vehicle in the northeast earlier in the day. It happened on 48th Street in Rundle about 2 this afternoon. The child's injuries are not life-threatening and police are still investigating. Calgary police say a man is seriously injured after a shooting in the city's southwest. It happened just before 4 o'clock near Connaught Park on 14th Ave and 11th Street. Several people have been taken into custody for questioning, but police say they cannot confirm anyone's involvement at this time. One witness who lives nearby says he heard a single shot.
I'm inside, I hear a gunshot. I come outside, people are running around, that's it. Cops show up within about 3 minutes. Right now, I'm worried about people inside my building and I'm worried about just the neighborhood we are. It's just not safe.
Well, if you have any information, please contact police or you can submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Well, a shocking find at an Okotoks home. More than 500,000 child sex abuse images and videos. A 35-year-old man is now facing charges. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
35-year-old Corey Earhart is charged with possessing and accessing child sexual exploitation materials after Alberta's Internet Child Exploitation Team seized the largest collection it's ever uncovered.
I was astonished to find that this volume of images received in one instance was half of what we recovered last year.
More than 500,000 videos and images of child exploitation were seized from his home in the town of Okotoks.
That's shocking.
That's upsetting because there are so many young families, right?
Police arrested Earhart at his home May 26th, then seized hard drives and computers. He was released from custody and is scheduled to appear in Okotoks court in August. He's also set to appear in Calgary court for earlier charges related to a big drug bust at the airport. Police say there are tens of thousands of victims, including very young children, but they don't know who they are or where in the world they might be.
It's difficult. A file like this deserves to be examined and analysed to try and identify who these victims are.
Child advocacy groups say images can continue to harm victims and survivors as they circulate long after the sex abuse.
This is an egregious act against children that we need to take seriously. We are far behind other countries when it comes to protecting our kids in the digital world.
Police say the more than 500,000 image and video collection is also deeply disturbing because it was likely used to trade and fuel demand, which could lead to more abuse.
But each image represents a child that's been exposed to sexual exploitation. And this is very alarming given the volume of material that we've recovered in this one incident.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
A Calgary daycare has been placed on probation because of ongoing non-compliance issues. A probationary license has been issued for Fit Kids Care. The province says the Northwest facility has not been providing adequate supervision, using physical restraint and punishment, and has failed to report incidents. If Fit Kids Care is unable to meet provincial standards by September 2nd, the license will not be reinstated. But in the meantime, the government says a safety plan is in place. A public alert for measles exposure has been issued for Calgary. An infectious person was at the Rocky View West Hills Medical Clinic. The exposure time period is May 11th between about 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Anyone in the clinic during that time and not fully vaccinated would likely already be exhibiting symptoms. But those who think that they have measles should stay home and call the measles hotline. Health officials said the best protection against the highly contagious disease is 2 doses of the MMR vaccine. Water levels on the Bow and the Elbow have peaked and are expected to remain elevated for the next few days. Because of this, a no boating advisory is still in place. The city says widespread overland flooding is not expected, but about a dozen low-level pathways do remain closed. 311 has received 470 requests to clear catch basins and to address some pooling since Saturday, with over half of those requests already responded to. And in southern Alberta, the Oldman River continues to rise. It is expected to crest tonight, and residents are being asked to conserve water for the time being because the water treatment plant just can't keep up with demand. Crews are hoping operations will begin to return to normal once that flow slows down. The sun has finally returned, Danielle, and I feel so much better with it here.
So good. Vitamin D does wonders for us. And it was a long stretch of wet, cool weather. Absolutely. A little less sunshine expected for tomorrow, unfortunately. We'll start the day off with some fog patches and mainly cloudy skies. There will be the occasional sunny break, small chance of some isolated showers. And when we get to 4 p.m., that's when we get into a risk of thunderstorm activity in the city. Looking at a high of 19, so slightly warmer for tomorrow. Your long-range forecast is just ahead.
Okay, thanks, Danielle. Alberta's government has revealed the province's new driver's license, and it will include more information on it. The new cards will include a driver's personal health care number and a marker to show whether they're a Canadian citizen. Albertans will have to show proof of Canadian citizenship first. If you bring your health care card to a registry, that number can be added to the license. Drivers who aren't Canadian citizens will still have to show that they're legally entitled to be in Canada. The new licenses will be phased in starting July the 2nd. Independence referendums and the economy were on the speaking agenda as Alberta's premier met with the leader of Quebec today. Danielle Smith says that she wants to pitch the eastern province on cooperation and partnership, and experts believe that there's actually a lot of middle ground to mine. Tim Brooke explains.
Alberta's premier was out east Wednesday for a meeting with the new premier of Quebec.
We have the opportunity for an incredible collaboration and partnership on trade.
Thank you. And let's get to work.
The small language barrier aside, Danielle Smith and Christine Frechette say they're on the same page. Both want to make interprovincial trade simpler and partner in manufacturing, tech, agriculture, and of course, energy.
Alberta is keen to collaborate on an east-west energy corridor as discussion about energy, sovereignty, and security become increasingly relevant. This is something I look forward to discussing with Madame Frechette, who expressed her interest in the idea.
Smith told business leaders Quebec can be Alberta's gateway to Europe in the same way BC is its gateway to Asia. But out west, there are still questions about expanding that gateway.
We're waiting for the proponent to come forward with the route that they want to propose. That's how the MOU was structured, and that's how we will work with Alberta and British Columbia on this issue.
Any infrastructure, east or west, will need Indigenous partnership. And right now, many First Nations say separation sentiment isn't making them eager to do business.
It's a red flag. How do you expect to move any type of project forward here in our territories when we don't know who we're dealing with? You know, industry wants certainty.
Back in Quebec City, both premiers say there's a lot of common ground between their provinces, and experts believe Smith wants there to be even more.
Sometimes described as asymmetrical federalism. Quebec has its own pension plan. It has opted out of some federal programs while still getting money from the federal government. And that's clearly the model that Danielle Smith wants for Alberta.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
The province is launching a 2-year pilot project aimed at certifying workers faster for high-demand trades. Those trades include welding, steam fitting, pipe fitting, instrumentation, and ironworking. The province has an adaptive learning program will assess the participants' existing knowledge, identify gaps, and then tailor training to individual needs. Officials believe that will speed up the credential process while also meeting trade safety standards. About 200 people will be part of the first program. Well, Stampede is about a month away, and today the parade marshals were announced. We'll have some details after the break.
You're You're watching CTV News Calgary.
Welcome back. Well, if you enjoyed watching a couple of Canadian Olympians at the Milano Cortina Games, you'll have a chance to cheer them on at the Calgary Stampede. Courtney Saralt and Mikael Kingsbury have been named parade marshals. Saralt won 4 medals in Italy in short track speed skating, and Kingsbury won gold and silver in freestyle mogul skiing. They have both trained and competed in Calgary, but it will be the first Stampede for both of them.
I heard a lot of things, and I've seen many videos and stuff about the Stampede, but I've never been. And what a better way to have my enjoy my first Stampede.
When I found out I was going to be riding a horse, I thought that was pretty cool. And you don't get to ride a horse every day. Well, not in Montreal. That's where I'm living. So maybe in Calgary they ride horses more than in Montreal.
The Stampede says the pair was chosen for representing excellence, resilience, and Canadian pride on the world stage. And of course, mark your calendars. The parade is Friday, July 3rd, 1 month from today. If you can't make it in person, CTV has you covered. Our award-winning live parade broadcast begins at 8:55 a.m. on TV and online as well. Well, it's a slow start to the seeding season for many farmers in Alberta. The rain has forced them to stop what they're doing, and now they're running out of time. Evan Kenny reports.
It's quiet at this farmer's field near St. Paul, a bad sign this time of year. It's because of this.
Some guys have barely even started. Some guys are just about finished, but this will put us back another week, 2 weeks.
Josh Robbie was about 2/3 of the way through seeding his 2,500 acres when the water started coming down. In his 20 years on the farm, he's never seen so much rain to start the season.
Maybe a few inches, but never 6. It's too bad it couldn't have been spread out over the month instead of one weekend.
Robbie and many other farmers in northern Alberta are having to change what crops they're planting.
It already has limited us to certain crops.
After a cold late spring, plus this moisture, wheat is off the table for many farmers. The window to plant canola is nearly closed.
You really don't know if you're going to have a late spring and an early fall, and that would be the most dangerous combination of all. And we have no way of predicting that at this point.
Farmers can still grow barley or oats, but they'll have to wait for the ground to dry, which won't happen soon.
They had as much rain in 3 days as they would normally get in April, May, and June combined. They probably get another 30 to 50 millimeters by the end of the weekend. Most of that coming over the weekend.
Which will lead to a small yield, and the consequences will rain down on consumers.
It's just another thing that'll add to grocery prices. Because if a lot of the crops don't get seeded, or if they're flooded out, there just won't be as much grain.
Ag experts say while the conditions are poor for crops, the weather should benefit livestock farmers and their pastures. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Parks Canada says it still doesn't know when the trail leading to the Bow Glacier Falls will reopen. Last year on June 19th, a rock fall in the area killed 2 hikers and injured 3 others. Parks Canada says that nothing could have prevented or predicted the slide. It was the result of geological forces common in mountain areas. Officials say an assessment is ongoing. The trail remains off limits. Anyone caught going into the closure area could face a fine as high as $25,000 or jail time. And the Spray Lakes Road near Canmore remains closed. On Monday evening, a rock slide happened between the parking areas for Grassy Lakes and Goat Creek. Nobody was injured. The road is closed until further notice, and 511 Alberta will have the latest updates on that. A local man is taking the actions of his quick-thinking friends who jumped into action to save a stranded baby moose last week. Stuart Gray spotted the baby while out for a walk on his Millerville ranch. He says that the animal was very young, likely only a few weeks old. He called a friend who moved in to pull it out of the mud and then hold it to safety.
As you saw Rob trying to get out of there. So unless you're standing right on top of a root ball, the reeds there, you're plunging down quite a bit. So that little guy was going to have a hard time getting out of there.
Well, Gray says that the calf first walked up to his bull, but then realized his mistake. He says that he's certain the baby's mom was waiting nearby and that they're reconnected soon after. Kind of looks like a moose. I could see why. Stay with us. Danielle Savoni is along next with her Skywatch weather forecast.
Today was a nice day after all that rain. Highs got around normal for this time of year. The winds were calm, the sun was out. 18 was the high in Calgary, Rocky Mountain House, Lethbridge, Pincher Creek, Cranbrook. Banff got to 20 today, and you can see more 20s up and around Jasper, Grand Prairie, closer to that in Peace River, 19. We're going to get warmer over these next couple of days, well, at least a little bit warmer. So 19, 20 range for many communities. All right, looking at the winds today, they were pretty calm, maxed out at 31 in Calgary and 37 in Medicine Hat. And that system is now way off to the east. It doesn't look all that impressive off to the east, but when it was here, not only the system itself was delivering rainfall, but it was moving up along the mountains and pushing air up the mountains, creating that upsloping, which enhanced the rainfall that we got, which is why some areas got well over 100 millimeters of rain. Calgary included in that. For the city, there was some overland flooding, some power outages, some flooded basements, but overall it also means a lot of green grass out there right now. And this rain for many farming communities was a really good thing. Okay, so that system is over and done with, but BC, there's a system tracking through, and that will affect us for tomorrow, which means we won't be as bright tomorrow. We have more cloud cover in the forecast. We also have the chance of isolated showers in the morning hours, but that's a smaller chance. The greater chance of seeing any sort of activity, especially in Calgary, is when we head into 4 p.m. That's when we get into the risk of thunderstorms. That's all along QE2, down towards Calgary, and even down towards Claresholm and towards Brooks around those supper hours. And then in the evening hours, that tracks off in through Hannah, Oyen, and Coronation. All right, longer range forecast, 19 degrees. Potentially 20 for tomorrow, so a little warmer tomorrow. Again, a little more cloud cover though. We will have some sunny breaks, isolated showers possible, and certainly a chance of a thunderstorm after 4 p.m. Friday looks more stable, just a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 19. And then that risk of thunderstorm activity returns for Saturday. Saturday we could see 1 to 2 millimeters of rain, and it cools down a little bit for the weekend. 17 degrees for Saturday, 15 by Sunday.
Okay, thanks, Danielle. Well, Large Calgary is an organization that works with adults living with intellectual disabilities. It has a variety of programs for its members, and one focuses on exploring creative talents through art. Larch is now hosting an art show to celebrate the achievements of those artists. Kevin Fleming reports.
He loves to paint, and Patrick Nowry has a lot of finished pieces to show for it. He says painting makes him feel good. Patrick and about a dozen artists are showing their work at the Large Calgary Art Show.
This is my first time selling art, but I do keep the most meaningful ones to me at home, and I have quite a bit.
Tyler Rogust has 5 paintings in the show, including a self-portrait. Tyler likes to use a lot of color in his pieces.
I like red, orange, blue, green.
Large Calgary has members from 20 to 80 years old, and in the past year and a half, they've produced over 100 pieces for this art show. Lydia Isa Donvan is the day program leader and is impressed by all the artwork here.
Absolutely proud of each of the pieces that I see today, and today I really want to celebrate them and say thank you to everyone who was involved in this process, because it's truly amazing.
Stephen Hudson has been painting for 3 years, and he's already sold some of his pieces at the art show and likes all the variety here.
Fascinating. And so many paintings for sale. You can buy them.
Rochelle Namick's daughter has been a member of Larch for 19 years, and she's a big supporter of it.
My daughter is autistic, not artistic, so she has not contributed, but I am very proud because our community, I feel, is an oasis of inclusivity in a world of dissension.
The week-long art show is also a fundraiser, with a portion of sales going to the artist and the rest going to pay for programming and supplies. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The art show runs through to Saturday, June 6th, on the 4th floor of the C Space in Marda Loop. We do have more information if you'd like on our website. Well, the hard work behind a perfect performance. After the break, we'll meet the talented Albertans behind a golden buzzer-worthy act on America's Got Talent. Welcome back. More now on a story from last night about an Alberta performance on America's Got Talent that wowed the audience and judges. We caught up with some of the local talent today to hear about their experience. Moses Waldo reports.
Days on the acreage are quiet for Jennifer Fraser and her team of dancing dogs.
Hop, hop, hop. Yeah, good boy.
But not long ago, these were the scenes on the set of America's Got Talent.
We got a standing ovation from the judges. Howie was just shaking his fist. He was so excited. Simon had a huge smile on his face.
The first episode was released Tuesday. Fraser's dogs gave viewers a performance they won't forget. A combination of tumbling pups paired with a dance crew who know a thing or two about acrobatics.
Sometimes, acros might go a little different here or there, right? But yeah, it was challenging, but it was really fun.
In show business, they always say never work with animals and never work with kids. Well, I said, screw that. Let's put them together on the biggest stage in the world.
But Fraser wanted to dream big. The world-renowned dog trainer and Guinness World Record holder came up with the idea a few years after qualifying herself for America's Got Talent in 2020. But
COVID hit and they couldn't get us over the border. They tried to get a team up to Canada to film us. Didn't happen.
Searching across the province, Fraser managed to get the Supernova Acro team from Edmonton to sign on. And judging by the positive reaction, the duo are a perfect fit.
Together, it's pretty magical and just something that people haven't seen before, and I think that was a huge selling point.
The show-stopping performance earned them the golden buzzer, meaning they will move straight to the quarterfinal stage.
I think you could see in the younger ones' faces for sure, we were not expecting that at all, and it was such an amazing, so special moment for all of us to be able to experience that all together.
Now the dancers and Fraser have time to cook up something special later this summer when they get to do it again. This time it will be live for the world to see.
Because I've got 14 dogs on my team, we're hoping to add new dogs every single round so that you're going to see something new every time you watch the show.
Moses Wildu, CTV News, Strathmore.
Amazing. Well, the team will head back to California in August, and each performance from here on will be live. Thanks to you so much for watching. Have a great night.